I'm Teresa Perlyberg.
And I'm Chris Armbrust, and we are Shepherd Industries.
And we are here in the basement of my house where
Bear
I package.
Creek Central.
Yes, where I package all of the kits up and I ship them out from this little area here. So
soon to move into the gym. Yes. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So.
Yeah, it's very, very crowded, and when you get more than one person in here working, it's kind of hard to get around. Need patience. So yeah. So things happening at the school next week.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening.
We went there. We were going to get a video. For one thing, it's 22 below here in North Dakota. And yeah,
my camera fogged up. And
yeah.
So Chris's husband Steve, and they've been working cleaning out the basement, and so I don't know if you've seen the urinals.
Yes.
In the boys' bathroom before. We were hoping they were like stuck down into the cement, and we were hoping to get them out and reuse them. We don't know if we can reuse them, but they did get them out safely.
Yes. Yeah, they popped right out because we were so concerned because they have to jackhammer up the floor down there because it needs to be replaced, that they were going to break the porcelain of it, and we wanted to save it. Yeah, so we saved the whole works, and we saved the little porcelain. There was like where the flapper is, the guts of the toilet. Yeah, so we're hoping to repurpose it all and reuse it again. So
yes,
that was kind of exciting.
It was the highlight of the week.
Yeah, it's the little things, you know. Yeah.
And next week there will be more activity.
Yeah, next week lots will be going on. Oh, we did get it wired up for the internet and the speakers, the sound, the audio and visual. Yeah, we're all wired, ready to go for that. So.
And a new garage door. Did we share that last time?
We did. Did you share pictures?
No.
Get them on here.
I don't remember.
Right now they're popping up. The pictures of the new garage door are popping up right now.
It's a beautiful garage door.
It is. Mm-hmm. And it works so effortlessly, and yeah, so excited.
Nice windows.
Yes, and the doors are here. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they hopefully maybe
next
get them in next week. Yeah. Oh man, so much is going to be going on. So
we'll have lots of excitement.
And we're being blessed with good weather too. Supposedly next week we're supposed to be in the upper teens,
which is a lot better.
Yeah.
Than 22.
Brutal here.
Below.
Yeah. Reach back here.
Oh, you're gonna start.
I'll start. Okay. This last week I shared that we're starting a line of spinning roving. Just a little different than the felting roving, and this particular one is beautiful. It's super soft. It's got 80% alpaca, 10% silk, and 10% mohair. It's all pre-drafted. It's very, very, very fine, very soft, and it would spin so nice. I want to go sit at your spinning wheel and spin this now.
We might have to have a spinning video.
This will be our debut. Try it out on the website and see what y'all think. And yeah, there's only 4 or 5 4-ounce balls of this, so there'll be some 4 or 5 lucky ones.
Test out if there's interest,
and give us some feedback. And yeah. So it's a pretty turquoise pale blue. No, not really turquoise. It's more. Well, the mohair was a navy blue, and the silk was.
Yeah, it's pretty color, and it's very, very soft.
Yes.
Looks like it would spin easily.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you.
We have a new Valentine needle felting wool sampler kit. I have all these little colors, and that's available on the website right now. And it's just a sample of each of the colors, and then we're going to have all of these colors available separately if you want more.
But this one's my favorite by far. Love that.
All the colors that you would need to do any fun Valentine felting projects. So you'll have to check that out at bearcreekfelting.com.
Yep.
We have bunches behind us here.
Yes.
And we want to move on to some questions that we've had.
Last week we missed one question that came in after we had taped the YouTube. Okay, This is the question. I have a question that I can't find an answer for. Maybe you will know. After spinning and washing merino wool, can it be washed in the washing machine after it's knitted into a garment? Or will it shrink and get ruined? Thanks in advance. This is kind of opens up the topic for a very large topic. No, you cannot, after the roving, after you would spin this, or I would spin this into yarn, and it's 100% wool, you cannot throw it in your washer and throw it in the dryer as you would an acrylic sweater, and therefore, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. And now, but there is something called superwashed wool. There's some smart wool socks that are superwashed. It's not a different type of wool. It's a process in the wool. Is what happens if you would take that sweater, this wool sweater made out of 100% wool, throw it in your washer, throw it in your dryer. It's going to shrink. It's going to felt together. It's because of the scales, how the wool is grown and how it's made. Whereas what they do with superwashed wool is they encase that wool. They encase it in, it's a big long P word, and I'm not even going to try to say it, but
we'll look it up and put it in the notes.
Yeah.
So that we can look it up.
Yeah, it's encasing it in like an acrylic. It's so that the wool is inside of that, but it is covered in this acrylic, this synthetic, that then you can take that pair of socks, you can take that sweater that you've knit from superwashed wool and treat it as you would an acrylic synthetic yarn. And there's a lot of there's a lot of people that are for superwash wool, and there's a lot of people that are strongly against it. There is one company and one textile manufacturer in, I believe it's South Carolina, that does make a U.S. produced superwashed wool. The majority of it is done overseas, and in the United States there's strict EPA guidelines as far as the waste byproducts from doing this process that are toxic and not so great. Whereas if you're in another country where you don't have those strict EPA guidelines, I don't know what they do, how they're disposed of, how that waste byproduct is handled, which is not good for the environment. There's a lot of folks out there that just thought it was a different kind of wool. They don't really know what superwashed wool is, but how wonderful it's wool, and we can just throw it in the washer and throw it in the dryer, and that is wonderful. But
yeah, and it doesn't even feel the same.
Yeah,
it's not as soft.
Yeah, it's
the stuff that I have felt, and I thought is there another method of descaling them, taking the scales off so that it can't felt together?
Yeah, that's there is another method. The majority of superwash wool is done by encasing it, but the descaling is another way. We can share some links.
Yeah,
so if you want to research that a little more, because a lot of people are like, "What? I had no idea." That's how it's produced. So,
and we'd love to hear your comments or your thoughts on superwash. If you like, superwash wool does not felt. So if you wanted to buy wool, you have to make sure you're not buying superwash wool if you're felting. Yeah, because it doesn't work at all.
Nope.
So.
Nope.
The reason it's done is just so you can wash without shrinking. And
correct.
Yeah, it's just simple enough to wash it in cold water and just lay it flat to dry. That's all you have to do to not shrink your projects that you work so hard on.
Yeah. Same respect then also is a lot of the companies, they will wash their wool in sulfuric acid. And if you look, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a little bit of chaff here and there in this particular roving, and it varies depending upon the sheep. I mean, some sheep for some reason they have to be in the middle of the hay pile for some reason, or their fiber is a little looser and the chaff gets down in there more, and some are real dense and it doesn't, for whatever reason. Yeah.
Some are dirty.
Yeah.
And
The
so
ma-
we don't do that.
We don't do that. We wash in an EPA green certified scouring agent that scours it beautifully, but any chaff, any debris like that needs to be hand removed. I call it monkey picking. I sit there and pick out all of that, and then throughout the process, the majority of it falls out at the picking stage, and then the carter will also kick out a majority of it. But sometimes, you might get just a tiny bit of North Dakota prairie in your roving,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of folks that love that. They know that indicates that wool was not washed in sulfuric acid and was handled in a environmentally friendly fashion, which is what we're all about. So
Yeah. I've had people tell me they like to see a little bit of the earth
yes,
in their projects.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you'll see some of the heavy, the heavier breeds, merino, whatever, that are just pure. There's just not a speck of anything in there, and there is a process that eliminates all of it, and that's how it's done. So,
and we would rather pick it out.
Yeah, yeah.
As we go, which is easy enough.
Absolutely.
If you realize it's being processed in the right way.
And we try to do, a real good job. But, every now and then some might have a little more than others, but yeah. Yeah. So anyway, back to our questions. We had kind of a short week on our YouTube, but we did have a couple comments. There's a lot of folks that are really excited for the zebra course that
I'm working on.
Can't wait for the zebra. Thank you for the wool moss. If you watched last week, I showed a really infested, so sad. I think it was merino. Actually, it was a beautiful fleece, but it was just infested with wool moss. But it was such a good example, other than the actual flitty tiny little winged creatures that they turn into. There wasn't any of those, but as far as most people, you're going to find those little cocoons, those tiny little white, or oftentimes if it's in black wool, they'll be black. They kind of take on the color of whatever. But yeah. But
so if you want to know what a wool moth looks like, you watch the last episode, and Chris shows this infestation, and it's important to be on the lookout for those and get rid of them as soon as you can.
Absolutely.
And we've also shared ways of getting rid of wool moths.
Yep, in the past YouTubes, and we'll continue to educate, because there's a lot of folks. I've even ran into a couple mills that I was shocked didn't know what they were, didn't know what to look for, and it's very important. If in the natural fiber world, we need to kind of know what those little enemies to us are, because they're not a good thing. And what a shame that they ruined the wool for processing. And amen. If there is any, that's the first thing I do when I open up a bag to process, is check for any evidence of wool moss. It's just, and every mill does it. And a lot of mills will ship it back to you at your cost, because they don't want to have the disposal fee of having to dispose of that.
Yeah, so you need to be on the lookout before you
be
send
careful.
them.
Yeah, before you send it into a mill. And she is also looking forward to the zebra kit, which will be soon.
Yes,
and I'm excited for that, for the new technique.
Yeah. So if you've watched I've talked about it for the last few episodes, but I'm designing a zebra course, and in this course you're going to learn how to make a zebra step by step, and I'm doing a new technique for the legs where we're not using a wire armature. It's a new exciting way of getting the legs to be firm so that they can stand without any wire, because it's not any fun working around the wire. So I'm excited to share that with everybody in the zebra course that's coming out hopefully the beginning of February.
Nice. Excellent. Check that out in the Academy.
Yes.
Next week we'll have a little longer YouTube. We will have lots more to share.
Lots of happenings at the
We'll
school.
do video. Let's do video too.
I hope so.
Yeah. It'll be warmer. It's just brutal cold out there. Oh, our praise. We have to share our praise.
Oh, yes.
I want to share this. I have a little baby granddaughter. She lives in Iowa. She doesn't live here. Breaks my heart, but she was born with 2 holes in her heart, and she had been kind of going downhill a little bit, and she was on the critical heart failure. It was a tough week last week, and they were thinking they were going to have to do surgery and have to incubate her, all sorts of awful things. But she just snapped out of it and gained a little bit of weight and was able to stay at home, didn't have to go and spend a bunch of time in the hospital, and is continuing to improve a little bit. So we're just prayers and thank God for that. And as we move on to,
she will have to have surgery in the future. But
yes, but they're trying to hold off about a year is what they would like to hold off for. So it's a good thing. Very good thing.
Good thing.
Bye.
Thanks
See
for
you next
watching.
week.